You're watching UNICEF television.
Jiban is 12 years old and works at the fish market in Dhaka, Bangladesh. He carries baskets of fish for the market sellers. He lives alone with his mother. The little money he makes is essential for the survival of his family. For this reason, Jiban dropped out of school after only completing grade 2. In all likelihood, he will never have the opportunity to go back to school again.
আমি এখন মার্কেটে চাকরি করি। আমার বাবা না আমার আম্মু চাকরি করে আমাদের খাওয়াতে পারে না। আমার স্কুলে যেতে ইচ্ছা করে আমি টাকার ভয়ে যাইতে পারি না।
Jiban is one of the millions of children in South Asia who are out of school. The magnitude of the numbers of out-of-school children is a major issue for South Asia. According to the UNESCO Institute for Statistics, there are 43.6 million children ages 5 to 13 who are out of school in South Asia. This makes South Asia the region with the second highest number of children not in school next to sub-Saharan Africa.
So in order not to forget that particular group, it's important to focus not only on the children in school, but definitely also on the children out of school.
Underlying the policy gap on out-of-school children is a significant gap in data linked to the lack of tools and methodologies to identify out-of-school children. Because of this, UNICEF and UIS in 2010 initiated the Global Initiative on Out-of-School Children. 4 countries in South Asia are part of this initiative: Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka.
So our contribution from UIS is to make sure that we have accurate data on children out of school, because without accurate data we cannot have good policies and good interventions that help to make sure that children can realize their right to education.
At the same time, we also would like to know as to why those children are not in school. So to understand the complexities and the disparities of the education system.
The issues surrounding out-of-school children are very complex. Policies and programs to address the problem and reduce inequalities remain inadequate and small-scale in many countries. There is no systematic analysis on the barriers in reaching underserved populations. Studies in Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka showed that poverty, social and cultural norms, conflict, and emergencies are among the key factors keeping children out of school or pushing them to drop out of school.
Some children in island areas, some children in plantation areas, some children in streets, very difficult to bring them to the school.
Generally, those who are from underprivileged sections, especially socially deprived groups, they are generally, it is difficult for them to go to school due to several reasons.
Like many other developing countries, particularly in South Asia, the out-of-school children predominantly reside in the rural areas, and girls are more likely to be out of school than boys of their age.
Children with disabilities are also among those most excluded from the education system. The inflexibility of the education system, including the language of instruction, puts other children who could not speak the official language at a disadvantage, making them more likely to drop out or not enroll in school at all. In order to realize the rights of all children to education, complex policy responses related to exclusion from education are needed.
So if we know that 10% of the children or more in a certain region are not going to school, then we have to find out who are these children. And once we know those 2 answers, then it's much easier to identify what we can do. So if we know that it is because of long distances, then either we can think of an informal school setting to bring kids to school, or if we know it's because of war or insecurity, then we probably need to see what we can do to improve the security.
Regarding bringing children into school, Government of Pakistan has recently enacted the free and compulsory education. So we are planning to overcome this problem as early as possible by allocating more resources, by adopting new strategies, by introducing some sort of schooling which is having less cost and with the participation and involvement of the communities.
In India, one right to education act, it is well drafted and is comprehensive. It covers to include all sections of society and to give them access to education.
The other issue is that education systems have to become more effective and efficient in order to reach all children as they are now. And in order to do that, they have to become more flexible. They have to be able to respond more to the needs of the different children that are currently excluded.
Governments in the region are now starting to expand and strengthen flexible learning programs for children, and UNICEF is supporting them, such as in Bangladesh. Bangladesh is the 8th most populous country in the world, with an estimated population of 148.7 million as of 2010. The country has one of the largest primary school systems in the world, with over 16 million children enrolled in over 80,000 primary schools. Considerable progress has been made in improving access to free and compulsory primary education. Yet, a number of children remain out of school, including those living in rural areas.
Actually, in Bangladesh, the children who are out of school are mainly from the poor section.
There are also challenges of migration from the rural to the urban area because of the fact that the natural calamity, extreme poverty, families are migrated from rural area to the urban area, and the children are also coming to the urban area with their parents.
Through the Bureau of Non-Formal Education, the government of Bangladesh implemented different programs to provide alternative options for learning. The country's education plan, called the PEDP-3, Third Primary Education Development Program, also includes a second chance education component.
In PEDP-3, there is a component about the second chance education for the children who are dropped out from the primary or formal education, and the children who never enrolled in the school.
The support of NGOs has been crucial in this respect. BRAC is one of the foremost pioneer NGOs working in the field in Bangladesh and collaborates effectively and efficiently with local governments to strengthen education opportunities for children. Kurai is a slum in the center of Dhaka. Urban poverty also possesses significant challenges, and as a result, very few children here have the opportunity to go to school. In the BRAC schools, the parents don't have to pay the admission fees or the textbooks, and the schools are close to the families' houses.
আগে তো দেশে বাড়ি ছিলাম আর এখন তারপর ঢাকা এসে এখানে আমরা সহযোগিতা পাইছি এই জন্য আমরা ভর্তি আমাদের পয়সা করি নাই আমরা গরিব মানুষ এই হিসেবে বাড়ির কাছে স্কুল আমরা এনে পড়াশোনা ভালো এই জন্য আমরা এনে ভর্তি করছি
আমি এই স্কুলে আসার আগে আমি বাড়িতে ছিলাম সবার সঙ্গে খেলতাম কিন্তু আমি এই স্কুলে আগে পড়তাম না তারপরে যখন এই স্কুলে সন্ধান পেলাম তখন থেকে আমি এই স্কুলে পড়াশোনা করতাম আমি এখান থেকে লেখাপড়া শেষ করে আমি আরো পড়তে চাই কারণ আমার ইচ্ছা আমি ডাক্তার হব তাই আমি অনেক পড়তে চাই
It is just difficult, if not impossible, for the government to reach all the children under the last mileage to bring them back to school and providing them good quality education.
BRAC schools are designed to give a second chance at learning to disadvantaged students left behind or pushed out of the formal education system.
Since they come from poorer household, since they live in very difficult environments such as urban slums, they have to supplement their parents' income. Many of them go to the public system, get enrolled, but in course of time they drop out, either because they are unable to compete other children in the classroom or just unable to meet the schooling requirements as such.
এই জন্যই তাদেরকে তাদের ব্রেনের ভিতরে চলে আসছে যে আমাদেরকে সমাজে লেখাপড়া করে একজন সুশিক্ষিত হয়ে মানুষের সামনে যাতে করে আর কি এবং আমরা তাদের বাবা মাদেরকে সচেতন করি প্রত্যেক মাসে আমরা একটা করে অভিভাবক সভা করি সেই সভার মধ্যে গার্জেনদেরকেও অভিভাবকদেরকেও আমরা সচেতন করি এবং কিভাবে ছেলেমেয়েদেরকে টেক কেয়ার করতে হয় কিভাবে নিজেকে অগ্রসর করতে হবে তারপরে নিজেদের পরিষ্কার পরিচ্ছন্নতা, রোগ নিয়ে, নানা ধরনের রোগ নিয়ে আলোচনা করি আমরা।
As part of the global initiative on out-of-school children, Bangladesh prepared a study on out-of-school children looking at both data from schools and from household surveys.
This was the first comprehensive study in Bangladesh to know who are the out-of-school children, what are the number of those out-of-school children, where they are, their locations, and different dimensions of out-of-school. It was really needed for Bangladesh for a proper planning procedure.
The initiative has helped to design policies, improve processes, and find appropriate models to combat the low rates of education within Bangladesh. It also helped raise the profile of second chance education in the country. Bangladesh has shown that flexible learning programs can successfully meet the learning needs of children who would have otherwise had no chance of an education. Bangladesh's experience can be an example for countries to follow as well. Matila is 10 years old. She lives in Kurai, one of the slums of Dhaka. Girls like Matila are among the most disadvantaged in South Asia. Girls show a more disproportionate rate of dropout and lack of attendance than boys, in particular in India and in Pakistan. Thanks to Bangladesh's second chance education, Matila and thousands of other children are given the opportunity to learn, and thus a strong chance to escape the shackles of poverty.
আমি আমার বাসার আশেপাশে ছেলে মেয়েদের ওদের জিজ্ঞাসা করি তোমরা স্কুলে পড়ো না, ওরা না বললে আমি বলি কি তুমি পড়তে চাইলে আমাকে বলবে, আমাদের স্কুলে আরেকটা খুলবে, আমি তোমাদের ভর্তি করে দেব। সে ওদের আমি ভর্তি করে অনেক দিছি, তাও আরও আছে, আমি আরও দেব। আমি বড় হয়ে টিচার হব, আমি অনেক লেখাপড়া করে টিচার হব, অন্যান্য গরিব ছেলে মেয়েদের আমি পড়াবো, আমি টিচার হলে অনেক সম্মান পাওয়া যায়।
Other countries in South Asia can also aim to provide more flexible learning opportunities for the millions of children who are not in school and help these children to realize their dreams.
This is Machakriti reporting for UNICEF Television. For more information, go to unicef.org.